and a member of Awa. I really admire Jenn. She's got a really good grasp of the big picture, how all these little things interconnect and are working together. So I'll get her to tell you a bit more about it. I'll hand you over. Jenn Spa.
Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. He mihi nui kia ngai toa huriri, mana whenua o te rohi nei, tēnā koutou. Kia koutou katoa, kia hui hui mai nei ki rungi tēnei kaupapa, ko te kaitiakitanga o te wai. Tēnā koutou katoa. Hey, I've just driven an hour and a half from my home in Staveley to come and talk to you for 5 minutes. So you can be sure that if I'm doing a 3-hour round journey, I'm not here to just reinforce your thoughts. I'm here to stretch your thinking a little bit, maybe take you to places that you haven't been for a while. The night before last, I was listening to the rain beating down on the roof of my house bus. I'm out there by the mountains, the catchment for some of the most contentious use of that water that was falling. And it's great, isn't it, hearing rain on the roof, falling asleep? Don't we love that? Earlier this week, I took my first school camp stream study in some of the cleanest, purest waters that there is. And I loved watching those kids playing in it, swimming, heads under, drinking it, all the stuff that we took for granted that we would be able to do forever anywhere in Aotearoa. And look, a couple of weeks before that, I was at my second Zone Committee meeting as a member of the Ashburton Hines Zone Committee, where I see I'm going to be working with people whose views are diametrically opposed to my own. So where I see the need to protect our water and land and every single species that we have, others see a need to protect assets and the long-term financial viability of those. And look, that's a valid view in today's world. And I tell you all this because what's happening with water in our region is becoming a big part of my life. I suddenly find myself educating about it and receiving an education in the most complex water science so that I can be part of the community voice that's making decisions about what happens with our water. And if you don't know what a zone committee is, it's unelected members of the public who put their hands up to advise ECAN about what the public wants for water. Okay? So as an integral part of the Canterbury Water Management Strategy, ECAN is bound to heed that advice. So if you want a voice, listening up, go to your zone committee and join it or lobby it. This is the place where the public's voice is supposed to be heard. Look, it's always troubled me that if we hold a statement to be true that no one owns the water, then how can anyone sell it, particularly in plastic bottles? Very sadly, this is the nature of our current, and I would say outdated, mindset that we live in. We treat the earth as if it's a resource for us to dominate, allocate, and use as we like, as if we own it. It's easy to get pissed off when the issue is framed as foreigners stealing our resources. And it's important to remember that the bottling plants are taking a tiny fraction of what 10 big dairy farms are taking. Bottling plants, water mining, and intensive farming are both just tiny little pieces of the same big system. A system of extraction and exploitation that is sucking the life out of the earth and cooking it. What if we saw water as a living being? What if we didn't just isolate the water cycle, but saw water as part of a living, breathing system that is in itself a living entity? Yep. The whole of nature is a living system. Yep. Every little piece is integral to the whole. It's just like your body. If you get cut and some of your blood lands on the ground, is it alive? Was it alive 10 minutes before that? Maybe we don't have a very good definition of aliveness. Water is the blood of the planet, transporting nutrients, regulating temperature, sustaining every other cell in a constant cyclical journey. And we are all part of that journey. What if water is like your newborn tiny baby girl? She can't speak for herself, but she needs undivided care and protection. She needs to be bathed and cleaned properly. She needs your attention and your action. And when you look after her with love and respect, she grows up and she looks after you in your old age. What if we had an economic system that instead of driving ecological destruction was the bedrock of regeneration? Of nature, communities, mental health, and waterways. An economic system which rewarded good stewardship and fatally taxed exploitive extraction and waste. In an economic system like that, you wouldn't make a cool $4 billion putting water into plastic bottles. These are the things we need to think about, because the IPCC has told us we've got 12 years to make unprecedented changes if we want to allow our kids to grow up. There's a massive global movement building at the moment to bring about real action on climate change. And I hope there's going to be this many people out on March the 15th supporting the school strike for climate. Because both of these issues are symptoms of the same blimmin' problem. Treating the earth as a resource for us to dominate, allocate and control as we like, as if we own it. Western culture no longer sees its daughters this way. We have a similar mind shift to make with nature before it's too late. She needs your attention and your action. Nō reira, kia kaha, kia manawa nui. Thank you, Jenn.